Okay, we're back. We got the lobby up. I just got a tweet. Cheers for gaming versus Wood Watches because it's Yord. Alright, Cheers for Gaming roster consists of PandaBearMe, Peely Peely, and Puck. Wood Watches, aka Yord, consists of Lambo, Laser, and Beastie Cutie. This is going to be a best of 1 on Frost, but it's a best of 5 overall for the team score. We're going to just let everyone know that this is like the actual second game series. I explained it before the break. Hopefully everyone's on board. Hopefully everyone knows what's going on, because at this point, it's just too much chaos. Alright, so Lambo just needs a moment. We should get the game going here soon-ish. I linked the clip of Lambo's banlings detonating to his team, and I was like, Lambo, don't click this, bro. And he's like, is it my banlings detonating? And a laser just had a field day with it. But okay, Panda, okay, they're both ready. Let's get into it. This is an actual match that's worth quite a bit. Remember, the actual tournament has a $1,000 prize pool, and while these are best of ones, they do lead into the actual scores for the teams. Oh, those are below the transition now. Fixed. Booyah! So this is a brand new series. This is actually a best of 1 in the first game. Keep in mind, while there's only 3 players per team, there are 5 maps that can play out, so each team can resurrect a player 1 time. So for example, Lambo might lose here, but he can come back to play in map 4. Same can be said for PandaBearMe. Lose here, come back to play in map 5. There we go. Setting up the overlay as is. Spawning the top right side of the map, we've got the blue Zerg player. It's going to be Lambo playing, I guess, on the away team. Coming to the North American server. We're on the East Coast server, though. Best compensation we can get. Left side of the map, we got the green Zerg, PandaBearMe. Now, of course, I asked PandaBearMe if he's okay with East Coast or Central or what the case is. He said East was fine, so while some players might not be okay playing across to the European server, they don't mind playing across the country. I actually don't know where PandaBearMe is. Maybe he's on the East Coast, and it's not an issue. But regardless, Lambo and PandaBearMe and a ZvZ. I guess it's only the Zerg that are showing up today, because we just finished casting, of course, Bly versus Cats. I do want to point out the rest of these matches won't be mirror matchups, as the following ones are Peely Peely Protoss versus a Laser Zerg, and then Puck Protoss versus Beastie Terran. Now, this is the losers bracket semifinals, and I guess we should explain, well, there's no actual bracket graphic to show you guys or display what's going on. It's not a Wikipedia page for this, although if someone wants to make one, shoutouts, hype. I don't know how to use Wikipedia. The winners of this have a chance to still win the actual tournament. This is just like a standard double elimination bracket, and this is the bottom side of it. The losing team, whether it's Cheers for Gaming or Yord, will be gone. They got no chances, no prize money, that's it, it's all over. But luckily, they didn't have to play too many games for it. $700 to the first place team, and $300 to the second. I do like the idea of team leagues, though. Excuse me, but they're hard to organize, and as we're witnessing through today's chaos of what should be the most simple, the simple of simples, you can have everything go wrong and just have the day go not according to plan. And because of this, I think it's a big turnoff for a lot of organizers to host team leagues. Super shoutouts go to Wardy for hosting consistent team league action for years at this point. But, well, it would certainly be fun to get something going on BaseTradeTV. This little bit of a testing feeler, we'll see how the results are at the end of it. What the viewership numbers were like, what the cost ratio, whether all the players playing in it were happy or not. Now, going back to the fact that this is ZvZ and talking a little bit what's happened, nobody went for the early pool. Nobody reached out for those early gases. And in fact, we have Lambo playing a little bit more conservative with his gas than PandaBearMe is. PandaBearMe is actually going for the Evo Chamber, which I find really interesting. Being now on Root Gaming, I'm wondering if he'll follow in the steps of players like Cats, who tend to enjoy the +1 melee upgrades early on, or if this will be for a little bit more of the standard +1 carapace, as it will transfer to your roaches, but also keep you from getting bust by banelings and the like. Either way, an upgrade will win you in a Ling versus Ling war, regardless of which one it is. It is melee, though. I like this. I like this a lot. If you guys actually watch a good chunk of the Cats games that we cast, it sometimes doesn't look like it gets much done, but the thing about +1 melee that I really like is when it works really well. And it's not so much about fighting Ling versus Ling. It's almost, I would say, in anticipation of roaches coming out at some point. More on that in a moment. Nice micro out of PandaBearMe, by the way, keeping that one drone alive. Did lose one, unfortunately. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, looks like that Queen was reaching out to chase an Overlord, got distracted with some Lings, didn't want scouting to go off to see that he didn't have much going on himself. I think one of the things is you don't want like an early Roach Warren scouted, but you also don't want a lack of a Roach Warren scouted either. PandaBearMe actually didn't see the Baneling nest come down at the front, so that could be a bit of a problem. Going back to the melee weapons, though, for just a moment, this is something where if Lambo was going for roaches, the melee weapons are super baller. The fact that he's going for melee, though, will still give him an edge in the Ling War. Looks like there is actually a Roach Warren. Excuse me, I confused the production tabs. Baneling Nest for PandaBearMe, Roach Warren for Lambo. So Lambo kind of playing into the hands of PandaBearMe is not exactly like, oh my god, he's screwed. But this is something that's really nice for PandaBearMe. He kind of at this point goes all according to plan. Because while the Banelings, the Lings, they've got the interaction we've all seen, explosive chaos, casualties, and deaths. A full surround from +1 melee Lings very quickly and very easily chews through roaches. So if Lambo's expecting like 6 to 8 roaches to keep him alive, that might not be the case, as PandaBearMe will get on top of them with, you know, the first 2, the first 3. Banelings finish up on the side, baits out on the front, hoping he would run into this. Not quite going to run into it so naively, but the Banelings will run through the Queens and ultimately die for nothing. Luckily, round 2 comes out in just a moment, and right now, it's not about the roaches, it's not about the Queens, it's about trying to get those Banelings off on those other Lings. Now, PandaBearMe could actually take this fight if there weren't Lings to deal with, and that's, again, where these Banelings are starting to shine. That's surrounding the roaches and the Queens, going down very quickly. The +1 weapons really just shining through on this. 2 roaches out in the open, no backs against the wall, full surround comes in, and as the Lings try and get the other Lings off of it, the Banelings scare them away once again, and PandaBearMe is taking a hell of a fight. He's also moving on to his own roaches behind this, as after all, at some point, Macro beats out +1, but it does give you the early edge advantage, as we're witnessing. Jones going to go down for this. More Lings coming. That's where that Baneling, if it lives for just a little bit longer, gets a single hit on those newly made Lings. This could heavily, heavily extend the staying power of PandaBearMe. But Lambo's in a bit of trouble. He's lost his natural mineral line. Queen getting picked off. Nothing left to defend. GG! And cheers for gaming's PandaBearMe will take the first point for the team. Now, Lambo's not out of this yet. Like we said, we might see him come back later, depending on what the resurrections look like for the other maps, but that will not be a good start for their team. Next up, we got, should be Peely Peely versus a laser, but this is where we get dancing all over again. If a laser can't play because he's in Fear Dragon's Ladder Heroes, then we'll have to skip to the third match. But I'm not sure, because I know he played earlier, so I'm hoping he's done with Ladder Heroes for now and won't have to play again until later. Either way, we'll find out shortly. I am going to toss this up to a break once again while I try and find out what's going on, though. So love you guys so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back in just a minute or 2. Well, specifically 2.